going on, Jerome's beautiful Wednesday. Happy hump day out there to those who celebrate. And Dr. Feel Good, all right, or something like that. Happy Wednesday. Vikings have practice. Is practice number 7 today? Something like that. But Vikings second full padded practice today, then the day off on Thursday, back Friday, Saturday. It's going to be good to go. Also, there's just something, you know what I mean, where I've talked about before how I missed training camp in Mankato because it felt like camp, you know? And I feel like in general, training camps at the team facility seems a little soulless, a little corporate-y. I don't like it. But I will say that TCO, like the Simpsons clouds in the background, the Simpsons, feels like football. Feels like football, man. Mankato was great. I miss Mankato. I just miss destination training camp, man. Hey, you know where camp should be? Winona State, the Harvard of the Midwest, but I digress. You know, Kevin O'Connell and Justin friggin' Jefferson. So we talked about Jefferson isn't doing the superstar diva thing, just like sulking on the sideline. Oh, I'm a hamstring. But he's out there. He's fired up. Like he's the ultimate hype man out there. He is DJ Ski adjacent. Like he gets this team fired up just being there. It's good times. Also, just feels like he and Kevin O'Connell are best friends. Let me tell you about my best friend. He can juggle. See, the haters be like, oh, Kevin O'Connell juggling as opposed to learning how to run the ball on 3rd and 4th down. Something like that. I don't know. But if I remember right, like Zimmer was juggling flaming chainsaws with a whole tin of Copenhagen in his jaw, which I don't know. Like I understand that tobacco companies can't do marketing, like they can't do commercials anymore. Like think about it, like when I was a kid, like there were so many like Marlboro Man like advertisements and commercials and stuff. I think my mom still has like Camel Bucks or Marlboro dollars, something like that. But when's the last time you saw a tobacco commercial? Never. That's because it's like against the law. Yeah. But what a failed opportunity for Skoll to sponsor Mike Zimmer. He was always like a Copenhagen Redmond guy. Anyways. But yeah, Kevin O'Connell, I don't think he'd choose. That's all I got. Also, it's kind of cool. Before practice, they went around, got expectations from some of the fans, and some of it were lowered expectations. Like I like the kid just ran up. I predict the Vikings make the playoffs. Way to go out on a limb, you gambling fool. Hopefully that's the baseline, at least. But I like homeboy in the bucket at 17. No, I love the fam. Talk about J.J. McCarthy. 4,000 yards passing, 35 touchdowns. So basically Sam Darnold numbers. Win comeback player of the year. Woo! I like it. Don't quote me on this, but I think he's plus 850 win comeback player of the year. Let's go. Jelly bean. Also, 2,000 yards for Justin Jefferson. I like it. If Jefferson ever wanted to win MVP, I think he has to win the Triple Crown. He has to get 2K. Vikings have to have the 1 seed, win the division. I think that's the recipe. And also the voters have to hate on J.J. McCarthy, which I think that they will in year 1, right? But sucks that he's not JJ anymore because JJ 2K was just so smooth. It just rolled off the tongue. Also, so this kid's pretty hyped up about JJ McCarthy, but we need to talk about this. Why is the kid who's a Vikings fan, probably, he's wearing a Viking shirt at Vikings training camp, but why is he wearing an Eagles champions hat? Now, I understand. Let people live their life, but I feel like this is bad parenting, you know what I mean? You know? Because, like, back in the day, like, if I was, like, a 7-year-old kid and I went up to Pops and say, hey, can I wear a 1995 Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champions hat? I would be the most homeless 10-year-old kid out there. Like, I would be dismissed from the homestead. I don't know what this is. Maybe, so I'm going to make up some lore. All right, so maybe this kid's parents, the Pops is a hardcore Vikings fan. Like, he calls into K-Fan, the vent line, Well, you know what Kevin O'Connor should have done? He should have ran the ball or something. I don't know why he's Southern. But also, the mom's like secretly Eagles fan. Like she grew up in King of Prussia outside of Philadelphia. Yeah, she says John when the father's not around. This John, that's a John, that's a John. And secretly, the kid is an Eagles fan. I don't know. Something like that. So, someone get this kid a new hat. Because honestly, if I'm Vikings marketing, I go up to this kid with the VEN cameras, be like, hey, buddy, how about we replace your hat? We'll take you to the team store. We'll get you a brand new hat. And you're like, woo, let's go Vikings. Or hell, just give them the Vikings champions hat for next year. Hopefully, it'll be here as opposed to being shipped overseas, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Also, oh yeah, there's practice. Yeah, JJ McCarthy had a sort of uneven day, and basically what it's been the last couple of days, defense just smacking the offense around. But also, there's some good moments, there's some teaching moments, there's some learnable moments, all that stuff. Will Raggett Sports Illustrated expand upon this. To be clear, this isn't concerning or worth putting too much stock in. McCarthy has had a strong start to camp, and off days were going to happen. It wasn't a particularly long or high-intensity practice compared to some of the other ones we've seen, and in training camp, results of one day of practice, good or bad, are never all that meaningful, especially when it's still July. Lastly, first-team offense remains without its two best players, Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw. Fair. Very fair. And even in a spot where a lot of veterans were resting on defense, I mean, yesterday the defense is basically full freight, full value, and no Jefferson, no Darrisaw with the ones. McCarthy will look to shake it off and have a better day on Wednesday, which will be the second fully padded practice of camp. So basically, every single day, living and dying is basically like we talk about with the stock market. Oh, it's up. I'm the greatest trader in the world. Down. Let's see how far I can fly. All that stuff. All right, so Trinquillo. Let's give it time. He'll be fine. All right. Also, Will Fry is out there. That's the problem with Bigfoot. He's blurry. But Will Fry's looking good. We're in the 76, looking like Steve Hutchinson 2.0, wearing the muffin top hat. I feel like most of the linemen are wearing the Guardian caps this year. So I feel like it's catching on, and kind of get used to the look. Like I wonder if any of them are going to wear it in game, where just like the giant purple muffin top, you look like Dark Helmet. So good, but Fry's looks like an $88 million guard. Gonna be good. Yeah. Also, Will Fry's literally like killed a man today, and they're in shells. Yeah, it's good. Also, along the defensive line, Will Raggett's Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave getting vet days today. Jalen Redmond and Tierningham Dawkins we're playing. Actually, it's Tyrion, isn't it? Because I heard him pronounce it on a video. I think it's Tyrion. We'll just call him TID. TID are playing defense stack alongside Harrison Phillips with the starts. Surprised Harrison Phillips didn't get a day off. Same thing with Harrison Smith and jumping Josh Metellus. Safeties are Theo Jackson as well as Carry-On, my J. Word son. Also, Ryan Kelly got a veteran day off. Michael Juergens, second team center. So it's good to see there. But it is noteworthy that, well, it is and it isn't. You know what I mean? Because defensive line, it's not offensive line. It's not static. Like, you're going to have rotations, and every single week personnel packages are going to change. But TID is already getting snaps ahead of Levi Drake Rodriguez. Things that make you go, huh. And again, it's weird that Harrison Phillips didn't get a veteran day. It's okay. Cornerback-wise, Will Raggett's again. Second straight day with an interception for Dwight Nudie McLaughlin. All he does is make plays. And we said all off season long, hey, I kind of like where this cornerback room is at. And frankly, Nudie had a good camp last year. Made the 53. Honestly, should have gotten more time last year too. Especially down the stretch when some of the veterans were waning. But Nudie, Blackman, I kind of like this cornerback room. Zamiah Vaughn, let's go, man. Also, Josh Metellus sticking up for his guy. Recently extended Josh Metellus, standing up for his quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. Viking safety Josh Metellus is very high on J.J. McCarthy. Ari Mara, my Sports Update. Quote, he has great aura. It's insane the amount of aura he has. I think people are going to be very surprised to see the type of ball he plays this year. And on one hand, a player should be sticking up for his quarterback. On the other hand, maybe this is just Michigan man to Michigan man type stuff. Hail to the victors. It's good times, man. But Metellus knows. Tell us what Metellus. Hey, tell us about JJ McCarthy. Oh, he's going to be awesome? Let's go. Let's go, man. Also, the inverse of awesome. So, Mike Tannenbaum used to be GM of the Jets. Used to be like EVP of the Dolphins too. But long story longer, like former GM, fired GM, all that stuff. Also, Tannenbaum had sort of a famous Hard Knocks clip where he was very cold. He's very straightforward when it comes to moving on from quarterback Kevin O'Connell at the time. Basically just quashing his NFL dreams. It's okay. It's okay. Kevin O'Connell met Pettin with the Jets, and now we're off to the races, right? But Mike Tannenbaum, again, we talked about Cowherd, right? And I feel like, these people get paid a lot of money, right? Not pocket watching, but again, Cowherd gets paid a lot of money. Tannenbaum, I'm sure, gets a decent chunk for being a guest analyst. Again, former GM that I'm sure that carries a little bit of weight, but come on. All right, so his top 5 NFC quarterbacks, and this isn't even like a J.J. McCarthy thing. I do not expect J.J. to be on this list. Maybe at the end of the season, but not now. But Jordan Love at 1, Jaden Daniels 2, Jared Goff 3, Jalen Hurts 4, Baker Mayfield 5. Couple of things here. So I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts. I feel like he gets hated on way too much. But also, I understand the consternation. Like, oh, any quarterback with the Eagles talent around him, that offensive line, Saquon, the tush push, all that stuff, right? For my money, I actually might say that the best quarterback in the conference is Baker. As weird as it is to say, right? And Jaden Daniels, I feel like we're a little ahead of ourselves. Like, Jaden Daniels had a stellar rookie year, like one of the best rookie seasons for a quarterback of all time. But 2, I don't know. Jared Goff at 3 is way too high. I want to see what Jared Goff can do without Ben Johnson. I want to see what Jared Goff can do without Frank Ragnow. I want to see what Jared Goff can do without a stellar interior offensive line. Without a stellar interior offensive line, his ass gets hammered. The run game with Sonic and Knuckles is not as prevalent as it has been in previous years. Without Ben Johnson, maybe this offense just doesn't go. Also, who's the number 3 receiver? I mean, you got Amonra. Hell, who's the number 2 receiver? Jamo, Jameson Williams. Is that the big plan? Huh? Laporta bounces back. Okay. Who's the other option? Nessing. Tesla. 3 third-round picks for Tesla in Motor City. Nah. But, of course, the worst part of this is Jordan Love at 1. Jordan Love became one of the highest-paid players in NFL history based off 1/2 season of not looking like ass. Thank you. I just cannot wait. He is basically Jay Cutler with better PR and fewer memes. Fewer smoking memes, especially. But Matthew Golden is going to change his offense. So, okay. I don't even know Jordan Love's top 5 in the division. You know what I mean? Would Sam Howell in the situation with Green Bay look better? He won't throw as many picks. He'll throw just as many picks. But I digress. Again, Mike Tannenbaum, former GM for a reason. Yeah. And again, just putting out this nonsense, right? And I know it's their desired effect because you got people like me, you got people like Joe 12-Pack out there. It's like, but just straight up lying to the audience to try and get a reaction. Like, this has ceased to be sports news and sports reporting. This has now become engagement farming. You know what I mean? Like, ever since Elon started paying people on the old Twitter machine, it's like, oh, hey, something popular sucks. And then all the rage engagements, they all come out the same. That's exactly what they're doing now with sports content. It's ridiculous. Also, speaking of which, average age for teams from Pro Football Network. Vikings check in at 26.1 average age. Now the Packers, I mean, feels like every every 5 minutes, the announcers were like, "Oh, Packers have the youngest team in the league," and blah 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 blah. That doesn't mean good necessarily, right? And also, the average age of the Vikings is definitely weighed down by Andrew DePaulo and Harrison Smith, but sorry, it is what it is, right? But overall, the Vikings do have a complete roster. Vikings do have a younger roster. Vikings are stacked up and good to go. Also, speaking of rage bait and engagement farming, so Ralph Vacciano, who I don't know is real, right, over at Fox Sports, did up his power rankings, which are the least accurate in the known universe. There's a couple of things here. Number one, the Steelers are way too high. And again, there was talk that this was the least talented Steelers team before Rodgers signed, before Jalen Ramsey, before Jonnu Smith. Do Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, and Jonnu Smith move the needle that much? Oh, yeah, they lost Minka, by the way. Yeah. No, Steelers, I can't wait till the Steelers crash and burn, and Rodgers is going to get the blunt of the blame, even if he's fine. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Steelers way too high. Packers obviously way too high. I kind of like he's hating on the Lions a little bit. Bengals are way too high because besides Burrow, Chase, and Higgins, who did they have? Hendrickson, I don't know who's going to show up. The defense is going to be bad. Shamar Stewart showed up, but he doesn't know the defense yet. The offensive line is terrible. Oh, it's Chase Brown's season. What about the terrible offensive line? They're bad. The Bucks, I kind of like the Bucks. The Chargers, I can see it. Rams, fine. The Texans, I know about that offensive line, bro. Like, they had one of the worst offensive lines in the league, and their solution was, hey, get rid of our best left tackle, and then let's pick up Cam Robinson and Ed Ingram. That was their big-time move. Pray for C.J. Stroud. Pray. But what bothers me the most is the Cardinals at 14. Now, I kind of like Arizona. I like Harrison. Kyler's half my countryman. Monty Ossenforth, the pride of the University of Minnesota. Morris, I've advocated for him to get the Vikings GM job when it was open. It takes time. I like that they took the medical shot on Will Johnson, second round, cornerback out of Michigan. It's good. But they have a lot of issues. And I think John Gannon's on thin ice, right? But somehow they're ahead of the Vikings. So, don't get me wrong. So, last year, Vikings 14 wins. Last year's last year. Every team's changed, right? But a lot of this team ran it back. Darnold left. That's fine. Frankly, I think J.J. McCarthy has a higher ceiling long-term than Darnold does last year. They got better in the trenches, both of them. They got a better cornerback room, frankly. They can run the ball this year. And also Hockenson is going to be that guy. So you have a 14-win team from last year, basically stayed together, and they got better. And also Flores year 3 in the defense. Kevin O'Connell year 4 with the offense. And somehow the Cardinals are better. Okay. At least it's down on the Broncos. F Sean Payton in the face. That's all. But just, it's okay. If they hate, let them hate. Watch money pile up. But again, Joe 12-pack around the country sees this and be like, oh, the Cardinals are much better than the Vikings. So stupid. Lastly, tomorrow there's football, or what the Lions consider football. Yeah, but for the Chargers, no pants for Trey Lance. Let's go. Ari Mera, My Sports Update. Chargers will start Trey Lance at quarterback on Thursday versus the Detroit Lions in the Hall of Fame game. All I see and hear is Trey Lance is in the Hall of Fame. That's all. And I know. Well, you only like him because he's from Marshall, Minnesota, and he's a local guy. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, if Trey Lance was Trey Bartkowski from Peoria, Illinois, no one's gonna give two poops. But because he's a local dude who and NDSU was local-ish, the Gophers didn't even offer Trey Lance. I don't know. Maybe PJ was onto something. I was like, hey. We can't have Trey Lance because Tanner Morgan still has 17 more years of eligibility or something like that. I don't know. I mean, Trey Lance was a massive project coming in, and he needs a lot of work. But I feel like just if we enter him into the Kevin O'Connell Center for quarterbacks who can't throw good and want to learn how to do other things good too, there could be something. Maybe not. I don't know. But one more good day of practice. Full pads today. Day off on Thursday. Back at Friday, Saturday. You guys are the best. Let us know what you think. Comment section. You guys know what to do. Skol. Production value.